Hello everyone, I am going to be teaching you all about micronations. First off, we need to find out what a micronation actually is. A micronation is a political entity whose members claim that they belong to an independent nation or sovereign state, but which independent state lacks the legal recognition by world governments or major international organizations to be considered as countries. They aren't even considered to be autonomous or self-governing since they don't have a legal basis in international law. Okay, now that you know what a micronation is, let's get on to the first micronation. Number 1, the Grand Duchy of Flandrensis. The Grand Duchy of Flandrensis, or in Dutch as the Groothertogdom Flandrensis, is a micronation that has some claims over some territories in Antarctica, and it was established on September 4th, 2008 by Belgian Niels Vermeersch. It isn't recognized by any country nor any government. They don't even want diplomatic recognition. It was founded as a temporary hobby for 2 weeks, surprisingly. Since 2021, the micronation is registered in Belgium as the environmental non-profit organization VZW Groothertogdom Flandrensis. Their flag is a tricolor consisting of 3 equal horizontal red, white, and black bands. The flag bears the national coat of arms and the Flandrensisian lions centered in the white band. The flag of Flandrensis is inspired by the first Belgian flag of 1830. The original Belgian flag's yellow band has been replaced by white, which symbolizes a new beginning. Flandrensis has a website too. You can visit it here at https://flandrensis.com. Number 2, the Grand Duchy of Westarctica. The Grand Duchy of Westarctica, which was formerly the Protectorate of Westarctica, is a micronation in Antarctica which was founded in 2001 by Travis McHenry, or Grand Duke Travis. Westarctica claims a region of West Antarctica, where it has not been claimed by any nation state, mostly comprising of the Mary Birdland. Like I said, an area that isn't claimed by any nations. Well, I guess now Westarctica, but yeah, whatever. It is located between the Ross Dependency of New Zealand and the Chilean Antarctic Territory, which I'll leave for you to guess who owns that. I'll give you a hint. It's not Argentina. Westarctica claims to have over 2,000 citizens, but none of them, obviously, reside within the claimed territory. The West Arctican flag looks like a reversed Finland flag, and with a crown in the upper left corner. The blue, in reality, represents the freezing temperatures of Antarctica. The white represents the barren fields of ice. The crown represents the royal authority of the Grand Duke, and the triple cross represents the Christian heritage of Westarctica, with a hollow portion indicating respect of all religions, or even no religion. Westarctica also has a website. You can visit it here at https://westarctica.info. Number 3, the Kingdom of Redonda. The Kingdom of Redonda is on the island of Redonda, which is an uninhabited island between the islands of Nevis and Montserrat in the Leeward Islands chain, in the West Indies in the Caribbean. Redonda is legally a dependency of Antigua and Barbuda. Even though the terrain of the island is extremely rough, from 1865 all the way until 1912, Redonda was the center of a lucrative trade in guano mining, and multiple thousands of tons of phosphates were shipped from the island to the UK. The ruins of the mining can still be seen on the island today. The micronation may have existed on the island as an independent kingdom during the 19th century, or the 1800s if you just don't know what that is. according to an account told by the fantasy writer M.P. Shiel. The kingdom's title can be contested, so we don't know if this is an actual micronation or not. The flag is a tricolor with a light blue on top, green in the middle, and brown at the bottom. It sort of looks like a landscape. Number 4. The Empire of Atlantium. The Empire of Atlantium is a group based in New South Wales, Australia. The book, Micronations, The Lonely Planet Guide to Homemade Nations, described Atlantium in 2006 as a refreshing antidote to the reactionary self-aggrandizement? Never heard of that word. Of so many micronations, and an extremely sophisticated nation-state experiment, as well as entirely serious claimant to legitimate statehood. That was a lot of big words. In 2015, the micronation had almost 3,000 citizens, most of which have signed up online from over 100 countries and have never been to Atlantium. Atlantium was established in 1981 by 3 Sydney teenagers, George Francis Cruikshank, Jeffrey John Dugan, and Claire Marie Coulter. The 3 claimed a 10 square meters of provisional territory in the southern suburb of Narwee as Atlantium's first capital, and declared Cruikshank to be sovereign head of state with the title Emperor George II. Jeffrey Dugan was elected as Prime Minister in 1982, serving until 1986. Damien Scott held the position from 1986 to 1988, and Kevin Fanucci became Prime Minister in 1988, but by 1990, when the original group members had graduated from the university and moved away, the group ceased to be active. In 1999, Cruikshank purchased an apartment in the inner Sydney suburb of Potts Point, and soon after revived Atlantium, launching a website which was instrumental in attracting new members. The 61 square meters, 660 square feet apartment, known as the Imperium proper, became the second capital of Atlantium. Concordia became the third capital of Atlantium on January 12, 2008, when the rural 0.76 square kilometers, 0.29 square miles, province of Aurora, approximately 350 kilometers, 220 miles, southwest of Sydney, was created. Atlantium's flag consists of a tricolor with cyan on top, yellow in the middle, and orange on the bottom. Atlantium's website is http://atlantium.org. Number 5. The Grand Duchy of Avram. As there isn't much information on the Grand Duchy of Avram, I'll give you as much information as possible. Avram was founded in the early 1980s by John Charlton Rouge from Tasmania, Australia. John has named himself the Grand Duke of Avram. The public manifestation of the duchy was the Royal Bank of Avram, which at one time operated from retail premises owned by Rouge in Georgetown, Tasmania, and which still issues its own banknotes and coinage in platinum 1-ounce coins. This enterprise was later relocated to Strahan on Tasmania's west coast. Customers were required to exchange Australian currency for the Avram equivalents in order to obtain the currency. The bank still operates today. Due to its lack of a license, the Avram Bank attracted the attention of the Australian government, who confiscated Rouge's entire currency reserves and initiated proceedings against him in the Australian federal court system. After a total of 6 court cases, costing the federal government around 22 million Australian dollars, the courts ruled that Rouge had not engaged in any illegal activity and ordered the return of all the confiscated property, though some disappeared in federal custody and later appeared on the market. Rouge was permitted to resume his banking practices. It turns out that there was some information, so I guess I lied. Number 6, the province of Bumbunga. The province of Bumbunga is an Australian successionist micronation on a farm at Bumbunga, South Australia, from 1976 until approximately 2000. You may think that it no longer exists since it ended in 2000, but in 2018, Alec Braxton was interviewed at his residence in Clare, South Australia, still claiming to be governor of the province. Its founder and only ruler was a British monkey trainer, uranium prospector, and postmaster named Alec Braxton. Braxton, an ardent British monarchist, became alarmed by what he saw as a drift away from the Australian system of constitutional monarchy toward outright republicanism. To ensure that at least a portion of the Australian continent would always remain loyal to the British Crown, he declared his 4-hectare property northeast of Adelaide to be the independent province of Bumbunga on March 29th, 1976, and appointed himself its Governor General. He was so loyal to the crown that, in fact, he made a giant strawberry patch shaped like Great Britain in 1979. Their flag is the Union Jack on a blue background with the shape of mainland Australia in yellow and a black dot in the location that Bumbunga is in Australia. Number 7, Murrawarri Republic. The Murrawarri Republic is a micronation that in 2013 declared its independence and claimed the territory that straddled the border of the states of New South Wales and Queensland. The territory that was claimed is the traditional homeland of the Murrawarri people, but the current population now consists mostly of non-Indigenous Australians. Obviously, the Australian government hasn't acknowledged their declaration of independence, and no country in the world is recognizing the Murrawarri Republic. The brown on the flag represents the land, and the light blue represents the sky, where the Murrawarri spirits reside until their return on the falling star, as well as the water and the people. Together, the colors represent Mother Earth. The white star in the upper left corner has 8 points, which represent the 8 clan groups of the Murrawarri Republic. Number 8, Principality of Snake Hill. Snake Hill, or if you want to sound professional, the Principality of Snake Hill, is a micronation that is located near the town of Mudgee in New South Wales, Australia. Snake Hill has about a few hundred citizens and claims land about the size of Monaco. Snake Hill claimed independence on September 2nd, 2003, and the reason they actually claimed independence was because the family was no longer able to afford to pay taxes. And then after, they were inspired by the Principality of Hutt River, and they did legal research and found out that forming a country would be legal in Australian law, and so they made their country the Principality of Snake Hill. The flag of Snake Hill looks like a Nordic cross with a white background, a light blue cross with a navy blue outline. I'm assuming that the Nordic cross is there to represent the Christianity, but I'm not sure since I cannot find a definition for the flag. This is the end of the video, but there's going to be 11 parts to this series, and this is only part 1. If you want to stay updated for when I upload next parts of the series, please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, as it really helps my channel.